Hi, this is Gordon Young with Maximum PC Magazine. The video you're about to watch was obviously shot before Intel announced its not recall, but let's say replacement of all 8 million Sandy Bridge chipsets. So please remember, any of the boards that you see here, when you buy them, if you can buy them, should have the corrected chipset with the B3 spin. Hi, this is Gordon Young with Maximum PC Magazine. Intel Sandy Bridge is hot. It's the only thing people are talking about these days. I'm here to walk you through 5 motherboards that we're going to be looking at. 3 of these I've actually benchmarked and reviewed. 2 of these I'm kind of going to give you a quick preview. I have them broken up here in basically a price band. These boards are sort of, entry-level boards, about $180. In this range, $250. Right here, $320. And the main difference, you're probably wondering, because they all take the same CPUs, is features. Down here on the bottom, they're kind of strippo. This is Intel's DP67BG board, which I'm going to pick up. It's pretty bare bones. You only get 6 SATA ports, but you do get the cool little LED skull. But pretty much it's a stripped down board for $180. You move up a little bit, you get MSI's P67A GD65. What this does give you is additional SATA ports. It has 4 SATA 6 ports, 4 SATA 3 ports, and it also gives you 2 USB controllers, so it has a total of 4 USB ports. 2 on the back, and then 2 using a header that actually they give you a little dongle that runs out the back. You go up one more step, you get ASUS's P8 P67 Deluxe. This is the board actually I've been using the longest. I really love it. We've already done a walkthrough of the UEFI on this board. It's pretty tricked out. What you do get is Bluetooth capability. You can reboot, reset, monitor your board and overclock using your Android, iPhone, or BlackBerry. And you also, of course, get 4 SATA 6, 4 SATA 3, and also, like the MSI board, 4 USB. 2 USB 3 on the rear, and then 2 running on a header. It's a beautiful board, really well balanced. You only can run 2 cards in SLI, and that's the maximum. Behind that is Fatality's new Professional 1 Series board. The board's actually made by ASRock, but there's no ASRock branding on it anywhere. It's got a beautiful, red and black color scheme. It's also set up to take 3 cards, but interestingly, you can run this in SLI only, so 2 NVIDIA cards, or you can run it with 3 ATI cards in 3-way crossfire. That's because this board doesn't have the Enforce 200 chip, which this board does. We'll get to that later. The other thing, I haven't actually benchmarked this board yet, but I'm really looking forward to it because this is the first board I've seen with the e-tron USB 3 controller. All the boards here use the NEC controller that everybody's been running in their motherboards for probably about 6 to 8 months now. The e-tron controllers promises to be cheaper, and they're also saying that the performance of it is better than the NEC part. We'll see once we get it fired up, but this is just a quick preview of it right now. It does give you 2, actually I think it gives you 3 of the e-tron chips, so it has 4 USB 3 ports in back, plus 2 in front. Now when you want to talk about USB 3, Gigabyte's got it. This is Gigabyte's P67A UD7 board. Gigabyte, of course, loves to push USB 3. This board goes over the top. What you are getting are, you get basically 10 USB 3 ports. You get 6 on the rear, plus 2 USB 3 headers. Gigabyte does this by actually using 2 VIA hub controllers. There's actually 2 USB hubs embedded on this board. That splits off the 2 NEC controllers to give you your 10 ports. But the other thing that's really interesting about the Gigabyte board is this is the first board I've seen for Sandy Bridge that integrates an Enforce 200 board. And as you know, P67's chipset is a little limited. You really can't run that many PCI Express lanes because that's all Intel gives you in the CPU. Enforce 200 lets you split up all the PCI Express lanes and sort of does all the load balancing so you can run multiple cards. This board is rated to run 3 SLI cards. I've done that. I've actually run 3 GTX 580s, or you can run only 2 ATI cards in Crossfire X. As far as performance, on these 3 boards, if you're looking at 180 versus 250 versus 320, pretty much in CPUs and gaming, it's pretty much balanced. I'm not seeing any difference because it's the same chipset, the same CPU. most of the functionalities in the CPU these days. Don't expect a lot of performance differences. What I am surprised to see, though, is I/O performance differences. The Gigabyte UD7, the USB 3 performance is far greater than the other NEC parts that I've seen here. I think it might be because of that VIA chipset. I'm seeing about 180 meg reads on USB 3 versus about 156, 155 that I'm getting from the MSI and the ASUS board. Also, the I/O is a little better on the SATA 6. We'll be looking at sort of more USB 3 performance issues as now, since we finally got a new USB control on this e-tron board. But anyway, that's kind of it's. I just want to give you an idea of what you get, because a lot of people go, well, what am I getting for $300 or 180 versus 250? Obviously, ASUS, MSI, they have different boards at different ranges, but this kind of gives you an idea of all the extra features. They just started adding features. Like the ASUS board, they actually give you front-mounted USB 3 port, and of course all the Bluetooth stuff, and this gives you the Enforce 200 chip and the USB hubs in it. So, on the MSI board, I think it's a great board for the money. For 180 bucks, you're getting a lot. You're getting four SATA 6, a lot of USB 3. It's not totally stripped for 180 bucks, and frankly, it's nice to be able to have the option to run 3 580s, but if you're on a budget, are you really going to be running 3 580 cards? So I think that's a great board for the price. And come back to the MaximumPC.com and I'll have full reviews of the Fatality board as well as the Intel board. I'm looking forward to seeing how the e-tron chip does as well as the Fatality board does. I'm going to try to run it with TriSLI. It's not rated for it, but I'm going to see if I can make it. Anyway, this is Gordon with Maximum PC. We'll talk to you later.